All right.
This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Cabo Jim Schaller.
Welcome, good neighbors, to episode number 79 of the Good Neighbor Podcast, Estero. Today we have good neighbor Dr. Christopher Green from the Chiropractic Care and Rehab Center here in Estero. Doctor, welcome.
Thank you very much. Good morning, and thank you for the invitation.
Yeah, pleasure to get to know more people in the community and what they do. So why don't we just jump right in, and why don't you share a little bit about what you do over at Chiropractic Care?
Sure. As the name implies, we offer chiropractic services and rehab rehabilitation services. We're a small, modern, multimodality chiropractic office. We're on Corkscrew Road in Estero since November of 2006.
Okay. Been around for a while?
Yeah. Well, we've seen a few changes.
You're right. It's Southwest Florida's changed quite a bit in those years. And I remember I moved down here in '89, and that's changed quite a bit from there. But so why don't we back up a little bit? And why don't you share a little bit how you got involved in the chiropractic industry?
Yeah, sure. Pretty simple. I hurt my back. I was 14 or 15 years old, playing football in high school, around 135, 140 pounds, and much larger kid sort of jackknifed me, and I ended up in the basement of my dad's chiropractor. My dad was injured in the line of duty. He got thrown down a flight of stairs and started using a chiropractor in the 70s in our hometown. And a year later, same thing, recurrent back pain with football. And this time I limped into his office on Market Street in our hometown and basically danced out, feeling like totally restored. So that was the second time around, was kind of like the watershed moment.
Right, the eye opener, saying, "Hey, I got something here." Right.
They've got something.
Right. And then you ended up taking it up and then getting involved in it yourself.
Not directly. I had a few choices in life in terms of, I worked with emotionally disturbed kids. I taught school for a few years, and an opportunity came to me via the sport of rugby to make a big life transition move from upstate New York to Atlanta, Georgia, and combined playing the sport I played for many years and my life's trajectory.
Nice. And so you're from New York originally, and then I guess rugby brought you down to Atlanta. What brought you down to Southwest Florida?
My wife, she was living. We moved back up there for a year, and then she sat me down and told me the plan, and I said, "Yeah, yes, ma'am." And she came down and scouted out the area. Her parents were snowbirds for a number of years. She knew the area. She knew the area was going to change, burgeon for the better.
Yep.
And she found this office, and I came down after taking the state board. I came down shortly after.
Very nice. Now, we've all had some type of, and it sounds like you've had a number of them, but maybe challenges along our journey that's, we can look back at now and kind of say maybe we're in a better position because of it. Is there something that happened along your journey that you can look back at and say the same about?
I guess the biggest challenge, there's no one example. It's just trying to stay consistent. The emotionally disturbed population I was working with, or the school teacher, or in chiropractic college, or in practice. It's really just trying to stay consistent. My parents taught me conviction and the benefit of hard work, and just trying to bring that every day to the office.
Exactly. Something that's that's lacked a lot of places over the years, or I want to say we kind of lost over the years is that personal touch or that customer service or that, that, interest beyond it, than just being a customer or another patient. It's, you're really getting involved with the people. No,
It starts at the front desk. It's difficult to find and keep good people to work for you. I've been blessed. Uh, of course, it doesn't always work out, right? But I've been
yeah,
blessed to have a good staff, and um, yeah, folks just aren't a number in here. We really do try to treat them like family and go the extra effort, whether it's on the insurance end or a referral end, and of course on the treatment end.
exactly. Perfect. Now, are there any myths or maybe misconceptions about the chiropractic industry that we can kind of clear up for our listeners?
That's
That's a loaded question, right?
yeah. Yeah, you seem to imply that
Yeah,
there's the profession's misunderstood in some way.
yeah,
I'm just kidding. Basically, if you go to something like Wikipedia, I think in the initial sentence of description that it says something like pseudoscience. The 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 I guess what I would say is, not every patient has a problem that you can see or on X-ray on a 2D scan. You can't just simply scan somebody and um, point out a black and white picture and say, "Oh, there's your problem." Sometimes, sure, fractures, but when the spine or an extremity, it's not exactly going to take that one scan. My mentor, Dr. Doug Van Vorst, used to have this great idea about X-raying 100 people and then putting the X-rays up on X-ray boxes and saying, "Okay, who's in pain and who's not?" It's just not
right.
you're not going to get it 100% of the time. Um, so I guess I would say sometimes it takes a little time to figure out what's wrong with patients. It's just not going to come to you right away. Uh, Therein lies the referral process if need be. Um, I don't want to expound too much, but I guess another thing is not everybody needs to be seen 3 times a week for an extended period of time. That's If that was the case, uh, my my reception room would be overcrowded 6 days a week.
Now, are there certain types of people that you, I don't want to say prefer, but do you normally see with certain types of back pain or from certain, you know, activities?
Well, sure. This time of year down here in Southwest Florida, the Medicare population is actively in medical offices, chiropractic offices, on our roadways, in our golf courses. So I'd say people who are trying to stay active, golfers, tennis players. Certainly, pickleball has expanded like like Southwest Florida has.
Yep.
But we've been blessed to treat people for nearly 17, 18 years. Parents bringing in babies and seeing people 85, 90 years old. I've treated some folks from the MLB and NHL, the local hockey teams here, former Olympians, and plenty of weekend warriors too.
So full spectrum of patients. I love that. So
Yeah, yeah.
I know, I know owning a business, you don't get a lot of free time, but are there certain things that you like to do outside of work?
Um, yeah, certainly. You're right about that. The free time. I Outside of work, I definitely enjoy spending as much time as I can with my kids. They're 14, 12, and almost 8. I coach my boys. I I play guitar rather poorly, but I've been playing for just over 20 years. Uh, Staying active. I like getting fairly regular exercise, and my wife and I enjoy having family and friends over the house on the weekends if we can.
There you go. Staying active. That's very important. Are there any last things that maybe our listeners should know about, chiropractic care and rehab center that maybe they don't know?
Uh, yeah. It's funny. I see patients maybe for a year or on and off for 15 years, and they're like, I had no idea you offered this service. I just never bring it up unless it's called for with their case. We offer multimodality stuff, chiropractic manipulation and mobilization, extremity manipulation, shoulders, feet, ankles, spinal decompression, massage therapy, employment physicals, sports physicals, Department of Transportation physicals. We can teach exercises and McKenzie method. We offer acoustic wave therapy for soft tissue dysfunctions. Plenty of stuff. Come on, you can. Here's the sales pitch part. We got a website for the office. Estero, FloridaChiropractor.com. There's a website for the Department of Transportation physicals I do. It's on the website. Or you can just stop by or phone us up.
That's what I was going to ask you, how our listeners get a hold of you, and you answered that. Dr. Green, it's been a pleasure getting to know you today, and thank you for being such a good neighbor.
Jim, this was great. Thank you very much.
Take care.
You too, sir.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast Estero. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpestero.com. That's gnpestero.com. Or call 239-296-2621.